Hi guys, very good evening to you. Welcome to the video number 257, and this is Ajay. I'm going to talk about today the file dialogs method, and in this example we are going to actually talk about how to open the the dialogs, the pop-ups, which when you actually press Control O, or when you press F12, and you can go and you can save the files on some specific locations. So we are going to actually automate all that stuff. I have received a couple of emails in the past, and because if you know my channel, then you know that we have already uploaded a lot of videos actually on the file the folder handling part, but we haven't, I think, uploaded the videos on the file dialog, right? So today we are actually going to talk about that. So for those who are watching the channel for the first time, this is the video number 257, I guess, and then guys, you can watch all those amazing 256 videos on Excel VBA, MS Access VBA. This channel is dedicated to all those people who actually wants to really do well in this industry, right? So we have all the different playlists created here. You just need to click on the playlist, and then you will have all the different categories here, right? So the thing which I'm going to talk about today is that is going to be uploaded on this, basically the category called Excel VBA file handling. So if you don't have any idea about how to run the loops in the folders, how to open the files one by one if they are stored in some particular folder, or how to move the folders from one place to another, or how to move the files which are stored in the the folder, and you want to copy them from D drive to C drive or whatsoever, you can definitely go ahead and watch out these videos, right? Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's start this. I wanted to actually give this kind of a little introduction about the channel, because sometime when you watch people who watch the video for the first time, it's actually very much important for me to share this information, so that if you're preparing for any exam, for the Excel test or VBA test, Access VBA, then definitely you can take the help of this channel. And because we have all the mixture of the videos here, the combinations, we have the basic videos, we have the intermediate videos, and we have the advanced level videos as well. Everything is there, just need to scroll it down, and you just need to find it actually which basically particular the playlist you are trying to the particular subject you are trying to find it out. So you can see here I'm hovering my mouse here, and you have a different the playlist created, connecting Outlook from the Excel, then loops, examples, queries. So you will find all the basic and the advanced videos, guys. So now today what I'm going to talk about is that when you press Control O, if you don't have any idea what is the Control O, then this is an additional tip for you. Right, this is a shortcut key, guys. This is to open the file, okay, from the current window. Now for example, if I press Control O, see what will happen. This is how the kind of the pop-up would come, and from here you can actually go and check out all the previous basically the files which you have opened, the recent ones, or you can also click on the browse, right? So basically I'm talking about this pop-up. So this also can be created in the Excel VBA, and this is what we are going to create today. We are going to pop up this kind of a box, and then from there user can open the file. So this is extremely going to be very beneficial for you. You will simply love it, I can bet on that, right? So let's go ahead, guys, and let's create this. So to create this, what we need to do is, obviously that we need to go to the first of all the Visual Basic, and let me insert the new module here. Now for those who doesn't have any idea about the VBA, just if you're if you have interest in learning this program, and you just want to have a kind of idea, please go ahead and watch this video. But if you want to understand something and you really don't have any VBA background, then please don't watch this this video, because this is extremely going to be very advanced, right? Okay, so rather than that, I mean, you can go ahead and watch the VBA introductions, the VBA loops, the VBA collection loops. I have created all the playlist, and you can watch all those the basic videos from there. Okay, so let's go ahead, and the first thing which I'm going to do, that open file dialog box. So let's give this macro name. And now how are you going to start this? So I'm going to declare my variable here, any variable. Let me name this as FL is file dialog. This is what exactly you need to write it down, guys. Okay, name FL is file dialog. Now what is the next thing you want to do? The next thing which you want to do is you want to get the file dialog opened. Okay, so how open, or you can say, you know, you need to get it actually on the screen. You need to show it on the screen, right? So how do we write this? This is the important stuff. Okay, so I'm going to write here set fl, because this is actually the class which we are going to use, the file dialog. So I'm going to say that application dot file dialog, and then you start the bracket, and here you have a lot of things: file picker, folder picker, open, and save as, right? I'm going to talk about these file picker, folder picker in some another video, but right now we are interested in having this open dialog box, right? I'm also going to talk about the save as, but little later. Just select this, guys, and now what will happen when you run this code? Let me press F8. Now you see that nothing happens. The reason is because you are not actually anywhere saying that you need to, you know, show up this file dialog box. So in order to do that, what you need to do is you need to write you know, chunks of codes here, and they are very simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write with fl and then end with. Okay, so with and end with is just a way to write the syntax. Otherwise you can also write it without fl, right? I'll just brief you on that. So now what is the first thing I want to do? So when you press dot, you see that here a lot of things would come. So let's say I want to give this button name. I want to give this name that open my file. That's what I want to give. And then dot initial file name. This is also I'm going to write here select file. Okay, and what is the another thing you can do? Maybe you can also you can scroll it down, basically allow multiple select. If you want to allow multiple selects, you can do that. We are not going to cover that. I will cover that maybe another video, but right now we just want to see that what else all we can you know, the things we can do. So maybe you can create the title as well. So let's say, let me create the title, and on the title I'm just going to write good morning. Okay, and now in the last I will write show, because we want to show it up. Now see this, guys, when I'm gonna open this, this is running, this runs, and now when you're going to execute this line dot show, what will happen? Your pop-up would come, and then this is what exactly we needed, right? Now in this, your user can choose any of the file, any file, text file or Excel file, whatever, right? And you can see that this is called the title, good morning. You can see here, right, it's coming. And how about this initial select file? This is what actually I have written in the code. Okay, now the moment I select any file, let's say I'm going to select this file, you see that this changed to open my file. By default you always see here open, but you can customize it, right? Now what else we can do? We can do a lot of stuff. Now if you click here, you see that here you have all Excel files, web pages, XML files, text files. So you can also limit this. You can prevent all these pop-ups from appearing, because what if you want that only the macro files should come in this window? Right now this is a very flexible window. It's not that it is only showing, it is going to show all the the files on the desktop, but you can also go on any other folder as well. For example, if I go on this folder, then I have a lot of files here where I have the XLSM, and then apart from the XLSM, if I have any other file, let's say this is the XLSX, so whatever basically it comes, you can do that. But you can also, because it's coming XLSM, if I change this to text file, then you see that this is going to be blank, because under this folder I don't have any text file. So this is also something you can do that. Now for example, look at this. Now I'm on my desktop, and on my desktop these are all the text files which are coming up, right? There is no other file which is coming up because I selected the text file. But I, instead of user is supposed to choose it here, we can give them the option, and not just the option, but we can create that it should only select the text file or Excel file, right? So how you gonna do that? Let me just cancel this, and let's just run this F8. Okay, so before you show it up, what you need to do is you simply need to write here one line, which is, let's say I'm gonna write here dot filter dot add. Okay, now when you add the filters description, you can write any description. You can write that only macro files, let's say. This is what we want to do. Okay, and then in the extension, very important. Now what is extension? If you know Excel, if you know the VBA, then I don't have to explain you that the extension is always XLSM, right? So write the dot XLSM and put it within the quotes. Okay, now I'm gonna run this quickly again. F8, there we go. Invalid call out procedure of the Okay, so here we need to see that. All right, so we need to prefix the star as well, guys, because star means that if you have seen my videos on the count and the countif functions and the sumif functions, or maybe in the access also, we use this star a lot, and I've talked about this in great manner, in great detail actually. Right, if you want to know what is the star, then you can go ahead and watch the video, the playlist called count and sum functions, count and sum family. But still I would tell you, star means any character can come before this dot xlsm. Right, so now when I press F8, it is going to run. So this is star is mandatory because file always has some name, right? If you're working on text file or Excel file or be it anything, apart from the extension, it will have some name also, and that is what it is. This star is going to do the job, right? So we don't know what name would it be, right? So that's why I have written the star. Now if you click on this dot show, you see that it's coming text file, and when you click here, it's saying that it's again not coming, nothing is coming. So I'm just going to cancel this again, and let me just run this again. There we go. So again, if I click here, you see that I'm not able to get this. Ideally it should have, so there's some problem actually. So let's go ahead and let's check, let us check that what is the issue with this. So dot xlsm and star we have already written, and one thing I want to do actually, that I just want to remove the filters from here. So I'm just going to clear the filters. Okay, now I'm gonna hit on the F5. Let me run this quickly, and you can see that it worked. So basically it first cleared all the extensions. You see that if I click here now, I see only .xlsm, right? And this is also the very general error which many times come, and we really get bothered that why we are not able to restrict this to the xlsm or whatever extension you want to give, because people forget to write the filter.clear. Filter.clear means that basically the by default the extensions which are coming first, they needs to be cleared. So this is a very wonderful option, guys. When you run this, you see that now you don't see any text file in my desktop, right? You just saw that there were a lot of text files there because of this extension. And the best part is user cannot change the extension. So wherever any path he chooses, he will not be able to, he or she will not be able to select any other file than the macro files. So similarly, if you just want to change it to the text file, you just need to write start.txt here. Okay, for example, if I write here txt, okay, start.txt, and now I'm gonna run this. Have a look here. This is so wonderful, right? So now you have only the text file, and you can see that it's not that only the extension is changing, but also this view will also act accordingly, because now you don't see any Excel file here, you just see here the text file. So this is done. I hope you understood the effect. Now what is the next thing we want to do? Now why we actually show up these file dialog boxes? That's another important question. Obviously, to give the freedom to the user that he can choose any file. Now for example, I want to actually open the file whatever the user select. So how you're going to write that? So you're going to write workbooks.open. This is how we open the workbook, and if you don't have any idea, you can go ahead and watch the playlist, the workbook handling, and there I have talked about there's a video called handling the workbooks, right? Working with the workbooks, right? It's sort of that. I really don't remember, but you can go ahead and you can search for this this video, and there I have talked about .open, .close, active workbook, this workbook, save as. There are a lot of stuff, good stuff for you. So now which file I want to open, that's a question. Now I'm going to create here a variable called m. Okay, now m we are going to declare, and on the top I'm going to declare here m as string. So whatever user is going to choose, this is how you write fl dot selected items. In the selected item, whatever he is going to choose, that should come here. Okay, so let me just run this and you will understand. Look at this. Right, so let's say I am going to, now this really we don't need, because we are not working on the text file. Generally we work on always on the Excel file. So I'm just going to write here xlsm. Okay, let me rerun this. Okay, so because I'm using workbook.open, I can't open the text file, right? Okay, if you want to open the text file, then obviously there is some different way for that. So let's say I select this intro file, and now I'm going to hit on this open my file. Now when you hit on this, have a look here, guys. Look at this. When I hover my mouse on the M, now M has my complete path: C drive, in the C drive, users Ajay Parmar, and desktop. and that's intro.xlsm. So you have the complete path, and the complete name. So what else you need? Nothing, right? So this line now is going to open this workbook, and you can see in the background right now I have 11.xlsm. The moment I run this, this is how this actually basically the file is going to open. Okay, so let me press F8 and we are through with this. Right now there is one more thing we want to do. Let me tell you what is exactly the save as option. Right now you learned that how to open the files, any file you can get it open, but how about, let's say if you have a situation that you want to save this file with some different name, and you should again get the pop-up of the save as, which is this in the file. When you click on the file and you click on the save as, this is how the pop-up comes. Now this is Excel 2016, so that's why you see this, and I have to click on the browse basically. But if you're using any other version, I guess in 2010 and 7 you directly get to see that. But anyways, this is the pop-up where I actually I would go and I would save my file, and I can also change the name of the file. So on the same basis, we have another actually file dialog which is called the save as. So what you need to do is, so instead of, let's say, opening this file, let me just comment this line, and let me comment this line as well. Now what we are going to do is this set word which we have used. Let me just comment this. Okay, now we are going to do one thing. I'm simply going to write here setIf equals to application dot file dialog, and you will use the dialog called save as. Okay, now in the save as you really don't require all these things, the button name and the filter clear, everything. You don't require that option. So what we can do, we can simply just click on this, or maybe let's see, let's give it a try that how it is going to work. And let me back on my Excel workbook. So this is your Excel now, and you see that this is where we have written the code as well. Okay, so let me close everything. Let me close this as well. Okay, now let's run this. Right now the workbook name is 11.xlsm. So I'm gonna run this. There we go. There we go. You see that object doesn't support this. So filters, this is not allowed in the save as box. So I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm just going to delete that, because in the save as there's a different thing. You don't want to open anything. You want to save the current file, right? So you already have extension which would be of your whatever the extension you have on the file you're working. So again, I will just delete this line as well, or I can just comment it out. Okay, show. Now the moment you do that show, look guys, this is actually called your the save as option, right? So now what I can do, I can go anywhere and I can save this file. For example, I go to my E drive, I choose my E drive, and here if I just keep it like select file, because I have written there in initial file name select file, so this is going to be saved there. And instead of this open my file, it should say actually save, right? Because right now you are going to save the file, so we can write here save my file. Okay, and initial file name, I don't think so it's a good idea to display anything over there, so let's just keep it like this. Or maybe you can do one thing. You can write here that write the file name you want to save, right? Write file name, because now we are going to act according to the save as option. So let me reset this and let's have a look now. Let's just quickly run this. Now this makes a lot of sense. Save my file and write the file name there. So I go to the E drive, and in the E drive I write my name. Let's say Ajay. This is what I want to do. Ajay, let's say 44, and I'm gonna save the file. The moment you save the file, the code runs, obviously all set. And now what we are going to do, I'm going to simply go on the E drive. So I go to my PC and E drive, and here I'm gonna have look for this my file. Now you can see that I don't have any file. If I go to the Ajay folder also, it's not there, right? So now what is actually the challenge? Why it is not there? Because that I have saved the file, and moreover, if you have a look on this, it still says 11.xlsm. Okay, so what exactly you need to do now? Once you have named the file, obviously there will be some name which is going to be captured. So in that scenario, then what you will do, you will write here active workbook. If I want to save this, okay, save as. Now save as with what name? The name which you have written. And what is the name? So you can again use this m equals to fl selected item, whatever the name, I mean, you know, the it has picked. So I can write here save as with this m name. Okay, now let me put the breakcode here and let's quickly run this. There we go, show. So I'm right now on E drive, already on the E drive, but I can now go to the desktop. So in the desktop I write, let's say 87, save my file, run this. Now have a look on the M. Now you can see that it says that 87.xlsx. So complete path is here. So now your active workbook, which is 11.xlsm, it is going to be saved as in this path, which is on this path, which is C drive user Ajay Parmar desktop, and the name is also very important, which is called 87.xlsx, right? So the extension cannot be used with the selected file type, right? So now actually the reason is because right now your file is actually in the XLSM mode. Okay, so you can't save this with the XLS. You can see 87.xlsx, it's coming, right? So there is a clash of the extensions. Your extension is XLSM, so you have to save that with that name. Okay, so I just reset the code and let me quickly again run this. Let me hit on the F5. Okay, so now here I need to do one thing. I can do one thing. I need to change the extension, and now I write here, let's say 56. I save my file, and now if you have a look, it should say that 56.xlsm. There we go. And now I'm going to run this and have a look on the title. You can see that the file is changed to 56.xlsm. So this is really cool, right? So in this way you can actually work on the save as buttons as well, save as file dialogs as well, right? So save as, we use it whenever you want to actually save your file, but you are not sure where the user is supposed to save. I mean, you don't really want to make this rule that every time the code runs the file should be saved on particular, you know, location. Rather you want to give this privilege, the, you know, this freedom of saving the file to your user. He or she can choose the, you know, the position E drive, D drive, C drive, because sometimes what happens when you make the code, and let's say you have make the code on the D drive, everything is working on the D drive, but that user may not have that D drive. So again you will have to change the code. So to overcome these kind of challenges, you actually use the file dialogs in this way, guys, right? So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, as always, please give your comments on that, and I will be more than happy to assist you. So I'm signing off, and we will be back with some more discussions on these file dialogs. Till then, you stay happy and have a very happy learning, and please do subscribe to my channel if you're watching the video for the first time, or if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you so much, guys.